Welcome back to the MLG stream covering the ESET Masters 2013 Season 2 Finals, round of Grand Finals. Axel Toss is going to join me in just a minute or two. But man, these two guys have been plowing through the tournament. I thought this tournament would take 8 hours, at least. I mean, there's going to be 5-6 rounds in a row. We covered a couple matches in each round. But Stardust hasn't dropped a map yet. And I think he, in his quarterfinal match, he 2-0'd Monster. His semifinal match, he 2-0'd MMA. You combine all 4 games, the games against Monster and MMA together, and it probably took him about 20 minutes to go 4-0. This guy, his early game is devastating, but you know what's scary? If you watched him when he won DreamHack, when his late game's scary too. Stardust is an absolutely incredible player. Arthur looked very strong against Bly too, but those are kind of funky games. They were PVZs. It's hard to tell, but it is important to know Arthur, until that one game where he lost to the mass speed lean opening from Bly, he hadn't dropped the map yet. So Stardust hasn't dropped the map the entire tournament. Arthur just dropped a single map to Bly, and Flash can tell you anyone can drop a map to Bly. It's not doesn't mean they're bad. Bly is capable of taking maps off of absolutely anybody. Space Guy 4 says, "Where is Axel Toss?" And he puts a heart with a slash through it. He's coming. He's coming. He said he'd come in just a couple minutes, so he should be here momentarily. He'll definitely be here before this game ends. I hesitated for a second because these guys play really fast games, but I mean, he should be here just a minute. So he will. I know Space Guy 4 and Axel Toss have some unfinished business in the chat that they need to discuss. So he will be back in just a second. But here we are, Game 1 of the Grand Finals of the ESET Masters 2013 Season 2 Finals. Arthur vs. Stardust. This will be a best of 5. 2 Korean masters of the Protoss race, masters of the art of STARCRAFT. The first map is going to be Frost. And here in the upper left-hand location, we have the man who founded the Round Table in the fantastical medieval times. His name is Arthur. And his opponent, his name does not hearken from medieval fantasies, but instead comes from the stars. We have MYI's Stardust.
What are they saying there, Nick? Can you translate it?
They are saying, "Hello, Stardust. I won my last series, even though it was in 3 games. All 3 games added up to less than 20 minutes. Then Stardust said, you know what? If you add up the game lengths of my quarterfinal and semifinal matches, combine all those together, it was still less than 20 minutes for 2 series for me. So I'm way better than you." And Arthur was like, "Gosh, dang it. I'm in trouble, aren't I?" And then Stardust is like, "Yes, you are. I am really your father."
Really?
Yeah.
That's similar. Isn't that from Star Trek?
No, it's from the King Arthur tales.
Oh, right.
It's from yeah.
Okay. There was a number 4.
And Arthur's name is based off of King Arthur.
Is it?
So, yeah.
Wow. I wish my name was based off of King Arthur.
Yep.
All right. So PvP on Frost. Best of 5 to decide who gets all the monies.
Yes. All the monies.
All the monies, and obviously qualification points towards the finals, which is the top 24 point scores over the 3 season finals.
I thought it's top 32, right? Top 32. Maybe it's top 24, and then there's 8. I think it's top 24, and it's 8 invites, actually. And the invites will be based on, what do they call it? The BlizzCon points.
Right.
So it'll be top 8 BlizzCon
Oh,
points.
so that's how that works. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I think there's 24 invites based on these points. The fact that they both got an already guaranteed top 2, I think they both already gotten a spot in that big tournament.
Right.
But the seeding is going to be very important because, you know, you would rather in the first round, you know, play against a weaker opponent than a stronger one. So seeding is very important.
I mean, some of the best runs made by players, I mean, it makes your run easier if you're not playing as difficult with players. Like, I don't think people value that as much as they should necessarily, so... See what happens here. PvP on Frost. Any craziness happening so far?
Not in this game. No, there was craziness you missed.
Sure.
There's mad insanity in Bly's games.
Now, if I wanted to catch up to it, where would you suggest I go, and would it possibly be free and even crazily enough at 1080p or something?
You know what?
Yeah.
What's crazy is if you go to youtube.com/official MLGSC2, every match played so far today, including the most recent match,
Whoa.
they're already up.
No.
Yep. Lennox is a wizard, man. He
That's
gets
not.
up
That's
instantly.
not. I'd see. I don't even believe you.
You know what?
Can someone in the chat verify
someone in the
that,
chat
please?
verify
Can
it.
y'all go to
Yep.
youtube.com/official MLGSC2 and I think the subscribe button is broken. Can y'all check on that and get back to me, please? Thank you. I think they'll help me out there. Will you guys watching? Will you guys help me out there? I would really appreciate it.
All right.
I don't have access to a computer. Sorry, go ahead.
In this game, it looks like Stardust may be doing a relatively fast expansion, which, considering the pace of his games, the last several ones, this is kind of out of the blue for him. On the other hand, we have Arthur going for 3-gate pressure. There's often a Stargate behind this pressure, but there's a lot of different ways to follow it up with. And one of the big questions is, how much damage can the pressure do, and how strong will Stardust defense be?
There's the Nexus from Stardust. Has that Mothership core in position to potentially defend against the incoming shenaniganry. Arthur getting a pylon mildly close to his opponent. The probe's still sneaking forward as well. How many gateways did you say was behind this?
3.
Was it 3? Ooh.
Trace.
And there's no tech at all. Just straight up 3 gateways.
So far, just straight up 3
So
gateways.
I think a big idea behind this will be getting a sentry there to potentially lock down that ramp, make sure nothing can get it up or down.
Yes.
Could be valuable.
For both players, actually.
Sure.
Both players really. If Stardust can force field this ramp and photon overcharge natural, if he can survive till that gets up, he's going to be in great shape.
Does Stardust have any idea this is coming?
I don't believe so. I mean, actually, wait. He's seen the second gateway. He's going to confirm it right now. He knows there was 2 gateways opening.
And now he absolutely knows.
Yeah,
All
he
these
knows
stalkers.
exactly what's going on right now.
Oh, that might have to be canceled. What a cheeky little build here.
Yep.
This is like perfectly designed against this. This is like perfectly catered to kill this kind of a thing or to destroy this. But ultimately, how much does this matter having to cancel that Nexus?
It does hurt. It's more of a positional thing.
Yep.
In fact.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay.
He missed the force field. Oh wait, no, it was a trap. It was a trap. He wanted to get up to force field, but was that wise? Because even though he has photon overcharge, these
he can just back out of it if he wants.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to. He wants to keep killing stalkers for now.
Yeah, the sentry too.
Yeah, and he's just gonna back on out here. That might have been a big mistake.
His probe
from
is right
Stardust.
there too. He can make a pylon if he wanted
He
to.
absolutely could. Depends how much he wants to commit. Right now he can warp units here, which is almost as good. So.
He should expand behind. Well, there's something in his main.
It's getting robo.
In Arthur's main.
Oh, you're right. There's a Zealot counterattack. Stardust doing
Cheeky.
some cool moves here. Let's take a look at the workers killed. He
Only
was able
2.
to get 2 probes, so
Yep.
not the end of the world. But he's trying to push. He knows photon overcharge will go away. He wants to gain control of his main first. Probes and stalkers beat straight stalkers.
Yeah.
Very, very good
Of
decision.
course,
to
you
pull
might
the
have
probes
to
there.
lose some of the probes in the process.
Yeah, but if you pull a lot, you actually won't even lose that many. It's weird. Like the more workers you pull, the less you lose.
Right.
Because your opponent has to retreat faster, right? So they have less time to
It's like
damage.
in that Emperor of War game you were playing. Or what is it called?
Rome Total War.
Rome Total War.
Yeah.
You want to bring some minions with you, or maybe some workers, just to
Some
put them in the
plebes.
front. Yeah.
You
Just
can actually
stick them in the front, and then you put your soldiers behind them, and then your archers behind them, and then your javelin throwers behind
Yep.
them. Then you have a nice layer of
Ooh.
attacking. Oh, Sokka's coming
A
forward.
nice contain, actually. Arthur can use to warp on more units. 2 more from Stardust, but I think Arthur is the one with the superior numbers here. And the force field's
the
shutting
micro-
off reinforcements.
The micro is so important. Got to keep those weakened stalkers alive. Each player focusing on targeting down the weakened stalkers from their opponent. For now, that was great micro from Arthur, but Stardust just has more warp inability.
Yeah,
I just made up a word there. That's a
I
pretty
feel
cool word.
like Arthur hit the force field a little bit too late.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
You know,
enough.
like there was 6 stalkers.
He
and
wasn't warping in units during that either.
5 of them got down.
Yeah.
He was probably just building a building, looking
Yeah.
at his main for a second.
Fair enough.
And if he let only like 2 stalkers down, there's no way Stardust could have broken that. So it was a risky move by Stardust, but it was a move he felt he had to make, and it ended up paying off.
All right. Now he gets a bunch of free pylon kills. That's not going to supply block Arthur. He's 41 out of 58. So going to be just fine there. And both players ending up taking expansion. So who's ahead here? What's the probe count look like?
Well, the economy is very even. The workers are
tech,
even.
no
expansion-
one is teched at all, I don't
Well,
think. Oh, there's a robo.
Yeah, they both have robos,
Okay,
in fact.
fair enough.
Arthur's robo was slightly faster, so he's ahead in tech. Because if you look at it, they both have an observer. But Arthur, I believe he has an immortal.
Ooh, warp
He canceled his immortal, didn't he? I thought he had an immortal in production. I think he canceled
Yeah,
the
he might
immortal.
have canceled it.
Yeah, he canceled it to get their robotics paid a little bit faster. So he's a little bit ahead in tech with that fast robotics pay.
Yeah.
But there's a war prism coming out.
Ooh.
Oh, look at these 2 guys.
They're like, someone come save us, like in Saving Private Ryan.
Yep.
except they just got seen.
Private Ryan will not be saved here. Wait. There's trees.
I would hold hands and jump on the trees.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hold hands, actually. I would just jump.
Yeah, you need 2 hands to grab the tree.
Actually, I'd stab the other guy in the chest so that they worry about him, and then I'd jump for the trees.
Stab him in the leg. If you stab him in the chest,
Yeah,
they don't
you're
worry
right.
about him.
You're right. Stab
See,
in the
you
leg.
always say that.
Well, there's a lot of armor. Zilla has a lot of armor. Isn't there heart in their legs?
I don't know.
Their biological system is different than humans. That's why I said
You know
chest.
what? You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
You could be right.
it wouldn't actually be a fatal blow if you stab him in the chest. That was my logic there.
But you also want to slow him down, because or else he might just jump with you or something.
Good point.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
We do have Warp Prism. The support bay was not for, well, I mean, maybe for Colossi later, but the immediate purpose is the Warp Prism speed. Here comes the Warp Prism Rasp by Stardust.
Zealot's being dropped in the main base. Mothership core, where are you? To place down a Mothership Photon Overcharge.
Oh, there's some defensive Zealot Orbits, but look at that. He moves on the other side of the pylon from the defensive Zealots to get some damage. I think he's going to save it.
Okay.
I mean, the Warp Prism was already forced away.
Yeah, true.
If the Warp Prism is committed enough, you get the kill with Photon Overcharge, then it'd be great. And
Did he cancel his Warp Prism? Arthur. Wait, Warp Prism speed.
Yeah,
I don't know if he finished up Warp Prism speed.
he did not. He actually stopped it.
Wow. Interesting.
This could be a reaction to, I don't know.
And he's not building Colossi, not working on range. Keep an eye on it, though.
Yeah, Arthur.
He knows his opponent went for a Warp Prism, so he knows his opponent's Robotech might be a little bit delayed, so.
Maybe it's one of those things he doesn't want to copy his opponent.
Sure.
So he sees they want Warp Prism, he's like, oh, I don't want to copy you.
Yeah. Or he wants to be really safe because he knows his opponent went for Warp Prism, and it's likely that pushes generally follow that up. Because you have that Warp Prism to warp in units to help supplement any attacks. But Stardust isn't doing that. He's got a Robo Bay on the way, probably going to go to Colossi. And now Arthur's getting a Warp Prism after all, so consider me confused.
But he did cancel Warp Prism speed.
Right, so that's okay. Yeah, see, that's why I'm confused. Like, why cancel it if you're just going to get a Warp Prism anyway?
You know what's interesting is both players have been super cautious. Their third and fourth gases just now being taken for Arthur. Stardust just now, you can see, he's only mined 50 from that. So just now, basically taking his 2 gases as well. They're really focusing on warping in units instead because they really wanted to prioritize having a strong army. I think they were really both paranoid about, especially the way the game opened, about early game attacks.
Okay. Little Lyotti there, hanging out by that pylon.
He's got nice curved horns.
Yeah.
Very intimidating.
Majestic creature. Why can't you train those guys and have them fight for you?
You know, they may not be that tough.
Like, you know how you break in a horse? They don't need to be. Maybe
here we go. There's a Warp Prism Harass in the main.
Ooh.
The Photon Overcharge does take out the Prism. That will be dealt. You know, it's a counter Warp Prism Harass.
Yeah, 2 Immortals. That's pretty.
Yeah, this could be rough.
Where's his Mothership core? Okay, it's coming
It was off with his army, I think.
This
if he
is
could
really
target
good.
the Robo, actually he's going to go for Probes as a safer bet probably. Or Stalkers.
You kill those guys.
Go straight for the Stalkers.
Now, the Stalker's going to target on the Warp Prism.
Yeah, if they can kill the Warp Prism,
it's going to be worth
actually worth it, yeah. Or if he can even
yeah.
hurt it enough.
I mean,
Photon Overcharge is going to finish it off.
Yeah, he did that perfectly.
Yep.
Like, he warped in the Stalkers because he knew the Immortals would be dropped, and he was gonna target down the Warp Prism no matter what. And then his army was close enough where it didn't really matter if the Immortals were dropped. Like, they could be killed.
I mean, exactly. So
as long as you kill the Warp Prism, yeah.
You know, that's tough for a Stalker. You're warped in there,
Yep.
and you're like, go kill the Warp Prism. You're like, but
I'm getting hit by the Immortals.
Nope, don't run. Hold your ground.
Hold your ground.
Kill the Warp Prism.
Even as you're getting pummeled by the ferocious Immortals.
It's a brave sacrifice.
Your commanding general knows what's best for you. Just gotta trust him.
So meanwhile, we do have Colossi in production from both players. Stardust is not even okay. Now he's going for Thermal Lance. I was like, did I miss that or no? Both players still very neck and neck. If we take a look at the total workers here, we do have very even workers from both players. Very even supply counts from both players as well.
Double Colossi production for Arthur.
Yes.
Whereas only 1 at a time for Stardust.
But he has the Forge. Yeah, only 1 at a time, but he has the Forge getting upgrades and he has the Twilight Council getting charged. So Arthur is going a little bit heavier into Colossi, and Stardust is kind of, he's getting Colossi, but he's also branching out in other directions.
There's the Twilight Council from Arthur. And he doesn't even have a Forge at all, does he?
No.
Yeah, okay.
He does have a lot of gateways, though. He just built 4 more, so that puts him up at, I think he's at...
Really?
He's at like 8 now or
See,
something.
those could have been a Nexus.
They could have been, but I think he's not confident of taking Nexus while going double Robo Colossus. I think his goal is to go for a big push off 2 bases.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work, because literally 2 Colossi are being built at a time, and you're having to engage in a choke, and your opponent has the defender's advantage.
Yeah.
Who's going to back up?
Well, I mean, both players might just be happy to...
Stand 2 bases for a bit.
It does look like it. I think Stardust may be thinking about a third. Here's a Zealot checking things out. Stardust adding a second Robo as well now. neither player going up to Templar and or Archons quite yet.
I got you in the chat saying I think Arthur is all-inning, and I think Stardust is in big trouble.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
Could be.
Yeah, Arthur is definitely, he's definitely going to get to a certain count of Colossi, then he's going to cut all Colossi production and warp in a bunch of Archons. Use his gas and Archons.
You think he'll start making Immortals?
No.
No.
No, I mean, only if he takes a third base, yeah.
Oh, sure,
But
sure,
if he's going for the all-in, okay, this is what I said, he's going to make one Immortal. I don't know. He's getting Immortal and Warp Prism. His goal is to attack with a couple Archons, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to start moving out fairly soon and then warp in DTs right before he attacks. He does have the Warp Prism now ready. I guess he can wait for 2 Immortals. The reason I think he's going to make him is because if you're going on an attack, you usually don't want to build units from buildings that have to rally forward. Maybe he's just going to go harass a bit, and he might not even attack for a little bit, but Stardust is taking the third base. So
Good. More third bases, the better.
Yes.
Is he getting a fourth, too?
No, this is his third base.
There's one up there.
No, that's his army.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Axeltoss, why are your eyes bad?
it's in a nice shape of a Nexus.
Yeah, I thought that was what it was. I'm like, are you?
Yeah, this map is kind of hard to see things. Warp Prism did try to sneak by, but Stalker's in a natural.
Take a third base, Arthur. Take a third base.
Oh, look at that. Surrounding the Stalker, not quite. It pops away.
Fancy.
The Warp Prism cannot go back for the Zealots. They're stuck there on their own. It's going to go and escape, but they're going to be unhappy Zealots. Come back here, Stalkers.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a third. Yay, Arthur took a third.
He is taking the third. As soon
Sorry,
as he
that makes
spotted
me happy.
Stardust is third.
So, next step. What are the late game comps we're looking at?
I mean, it's all Colossi focused. They'll be adding in a few more Immortals, and then, of course, Archons are big.
Double Stargate Tempest?
We may see...
Or at least one.
We may see that.
Slowly.
Both players, as staying on 2 bases
Stargate,
so long.
I would do Stargate, Oracle, Fleet Beacon, Tempest.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
We do have DT harass going down from
Oh,
Arthur. Very
fancy.
effective. He's in the third base as well, working on the Nexus. In fact, he's going to have some Zealot support him and
Wow.
kill
And
this
his main
Nexus.
army is coming up the gut, too.
Yeah, finally DTs are being taken out, but a lot of damage is done to Stardust, and if Arthur can distract him again, he can come in and take out the third base. I don't think he wants to. Yeah, he's going to back away. He was hoping he could keep him more distracted for a little bit longer.
Yep.
And run in there and take out the third base with his army. But yeah, in this, like, Tempests are really good in late game PvP if you're both going Colossi. But both players have never gone past 2 base economy. In fact, they're both. Stardust is just now back to 2 base economy. Arthur is right now about to be on 2 base economy. So it's very hard to keep, because you'd rather have Archons are more important. So you want to get those first.
Yep.
And then the next step is Tempest. But when you're on such little economy, it's hard to get everything.
So fourth base is going to be interesting. Do they take the fourth that's across the map? Like next to them?
Or do they take
or
the
do they
ones-
take the one that's closer to
I
their
think they
front?
take the ones that are closer.
Yeah.
And
And kind of use that to your advantage?
This
in a
could
sense?
be a very interesting point because, like, if either player has a good concave
set
set
up
up,
some cannons there too.
yeah,
maybe.
there's like no way you can charge into
yeah.
this against
that's a
against
really good point.
Colossi.
That's really good. So that's kind of like the safest point
Yep.
of the map, honestly.
You can come around here, but again, there's some choke points. This could be a battleground over here in this
Yep.
open area. But then, of course, if your opponent's not camping this area, constant counterattacks with small forces. This is actually a really interesting map for positional PvP battles.
Yeah, I agree.
Taking a look at upgrades, we do have no upgrades for Arthur, and Stardust has 2 attacks. So Arthur, it is viable in PvP to not get upgrades. There's actually a decent number of Protoss who just believe, because they're not as big a deal, but they still are important. And it can still matter. Oh, he got across the bridge.
He lost his defender's advantage, though, so he's going to have to back up a bit.
Yeah. I mean, he can still form another line somewhere else.
Does he counterattack and base trade?
He's too far away from his opponent's base to do that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And there's a recall, too, so his opponent would just kill him.
Infinity Kick asks, what's going on? I just tuned in from WCS Europe.
Okay, what's going on is you're in the
Uh-oh.
East.
We might have to
ESET
explain that in a
Masters-
second, because we
Yep.
might have a massive battle here as Arthur coming forward. Stardust trying to position both guys, trying to get concaves. Look out for the Time Orbs from both players. Mothership Corps coming forward here from Arthur, waiting for the Time Orbs. There we go. Good Time Orbs actually from both players. The Charge Loss charging forward from both these guys. The Colossi trying to get that damage done from the back. A few of the Colossi in the back from Arthur are trying to get around, not able to get the surface area they want. The supply counts are still mildly even. Pylons are close for both of these 2 players. Immortals trying to get that damage done, but I think Arthur should have enough. And here come more Warpins from the Zealots, and the Immortals not as effective as they could be. Targeting down Zealots, not targeting on the Colossi. Archons flanking in from the left-hand side, and now Arthur has the advantage, but no, now Stardust has the advantage. Such a close fight.
That 2 Archon flank was so devastating, but there's DTs
Oh, no,
chopping up all the
DTs.
Colossi. Arthur takes a convincing win there, and yes,
Whoa.
the supplies look close, but having 4 Colossi versus 0 is a big difference because you can continue to push forward. A very, very heads-up play that he knew he had killed his opponent's observer in the battle.
Yep.
Then just warping. Oh, there's another observer coming back from Stardust, but is it too late?
No, I think Arthur just has way too much. Just has to focus on warping and stuff. It's not like there was DT harassment.
Nice
It's not like there was harassment going on in Arthur's main base. So this is all happening. This is all standard stuff. Arthur has a full-fledged 3-base economy and a massively superior army.
Yes, even without the upgrades, Arthur just has too many units there. DT's doing a great job. Archon's coming in now. This Colossus is going to be unhappy. He's popping on the middle of Chargeless and Archons. Great stutter step backwards, and the cannon's helping out a bit, but now he gets stuck in the probe line. And Arthur continues to reinforce. Another one of his Colossi goes down. Stardust trying to fight back. In fact, there's only 1 Colossi left from Arthur, but he still has so many Zealots and Archons. Economic damage is just adding up and adding up.
Stardust is pretty dead here.
Yeah, Arthur looks like he's going to take game 1.
GG.
Stardust,
Whoa.
his first loss of the tournament there.
Yeah.
In the grand finals, he goes undefeated until that point, then gets taken out by Arthur.
Arthur is a manly man, getting a 1-0 advantage there in the best-of-5 finals. Now, the people were asking, what is this? Nick, why don't you go and explain?
So we are in the ESET Masters 2013 Season 2 Finals.
Yes.
32 people qualified for this tournament throughout, I think it was about 2 months of qualification tournaments, maybe 1 month.
Yep.
They made it to this tournament. This tournament, the winner both gets $500, but much more important than that, it's all about getting points for, and this is one of 3 season finals where you can get points for at the end of the year. There's going to be the grand ESET Masters 2013 finals for
like 20,000 cheeseburgers or something.
I think it's about 20,000 cheeseburgers prize.
Oof.
So huge tournament to get points to qualify for that event. It's kind of like a mini WCS system.
Yep.
with
And we're also live right now. Y'all can see the lobby, so we do have to take a quick break, but we'll be back with game 2 of the best-of-5 finals between Arthur and Stardust. Don't go anywhere.